Coming up on Channel 8 News, motorists driving to work continue to be inconvenienced with several parts of Manhattan under construction. And K-State football is preparing for a big year as they start spring practice.
Taking a look at our weather, we do have some sunny skies today with a high of 61, but we do have some more warm weather coming this weekend. All of that and more coming up on Channel 8 News.
This is KKSU LD, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Good morning and welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Cameron Bradley. What are students doing to get around town without a car? MHK All Day shows us the newest way to scoot from point A to point B. And later, we will have flood safety measures and what you can do to financially protect yourself. But first, Lafayette Health Center's process of tracing COVID-19 cases. Kansas State University has over 18,000 students enrolled this semester. While several classes are online, many of them are still in person. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there are hundreds of students who were exposed and test positive for the virus. K-State's Lafayette Health Center has a team put together to trace the history of students and faculty when they have to be put into isolation. Lafayette Health Center's health educator Marissa Lord explains how the process works.
My supervisor will let me know who the positive case is, and then I will call them and I will let them know that I am a contact tracer with Lafayette and that I'm also working with Riley County Health Department and KDHE as well. And I will do a fillable timeline. When did you start your isolation? Did you have any roommates that you had to be separated from? You know, where did you go for lunch or where did you go for breakfast? Did you go with anyone? Did you guys have masks off, not socially distanced? Just kind of those types of questions.
Ground broke on the Seth Child and Kimball Avenue exit on Monday, causing some drivers confusion on where to go. Dawson Wagner has more.
At the exit of Seth Child and Kimball Avenue, ground is breaking on yet another construction project in Manhattan, this one affecting some students' paths to work.
So I exit onto Seth Child and I go north, but I usually have to go south. So it's the opposite way of where I need to go. And then it's pretty much just the next left. Whenever you're going, I have to take a left and then there's a little roundabout in that area. I have to go all the way 360 around it and then go back out and then take a right south going on to Seth Child, and I have to just go my normal route. Just adds an extra 5-10 minutes.
This project, though, is part of a bigger picture, or so it started out that way. I sat down with Senator Tom Hawk to see how this project came about.
I think the Kimball Avenue is a joint project between the city and KDOT to finish that off. And of course, the university has had a plan along with the city of Manhattan for essentially making that north campus corridor. I think they've changed the name of that to the EDGE project and had great support among Republicans, Democrats in the legislature, and really 3 different governors, 2 Democrats and 1 Republican, who made it all come together.
So with bipartisan support, the North Campus Corridor and Kimball Avenue Edge project has been made possible through our legislature. In Manhattan, I'm Dawson Wagner, Channel 8 News.
If you're commuting on the northwest side of Manhattan, make sure you have an alternative route in place just in case you run into one of the many construction projects taking place over the next 4 years. Speaking of commutes, I traveled out to the city of Wamego to capture what is known as one of the most vibrant water towers in Kansas and across the nation. The city of Wamego is known for its many Wizard of Oz attractions, such as the Oz Museum, the Yellow Brick Road, and the tallest of them all, their water tower. Built in 2010, the half-million-gallon 120-foot tank resembles the hot air balloon from the famous film. But as head consultant of the project Daniel Monaco describes, the tower did not always look like it does now.
At the city at that time felt we want to leave all of our options open for maybe something in the future. And so we put nothing on it. We didn't put a name. It was just a nice, clean-looking white tank.
Standing bare for 3 years, local Wamego company Image Makers started on the design for the tower in 2013. After 5 years of the project going in and out of pauses, the design was finally finished in May of 2018.
We did several iterations, like as far as like different colors. Like the Wamego City has their own brand, and so we used some of their colors, and it was just too far from the Wizard of Oz theme. So that's how we got back to the bright orange and the red and the yellow. And then we actually even did some like custom font work.
Finished in 2019, the tank immediately gained national recognition, winning this award right here. Tnemec's 2019 Tank of the Year award, as well as the People's Choice Award, the first tank to ever win both awards. Not only did the tank win awards, it also won over the hearts of the community and those that pass by.
So when it came out that we were in this contest for Tank of the Year and People's Choice, the community actually kind of came together, and it was excitement throughout the community. It just became something that the community wanted, and then to get both of the awards, which no other tower had received both awards, just kind of went along with when Wamego tries to go one step ahead.
And one step ahead they went, as the colorful water tower is a firm reminder of the uniqueness of this small Kansas town. One of the original ideas for the tower included putting Wizard of Oz props in hot air balloon baskets and hanging them from the undercarriage of the water tower. Unfortunately, we'll never get to see what that may have looked like. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic forced the Manhattan community pools to close for the summer. This year, with vaccine rollout underway, Manhattan Parks and Recreation made a big splash when announcing 2 community pools would be open again this summer. Reporter Jacob Hall has more.
The Manhattan Parks and Recreation Department prides itself on being a full-service department with a diverse set of programming and activities for community members to enjoy. However, with an ongoing pandemic, Director Eddie Eastes says the department has had to adjust the way they do things.
With the pandemic, I think it's every week we have to reconsider what we're doing and how can we do things, and how can we make sure that anything that we offer or provide, we can do it in a safe manner.
Parks and Recreation has 3 community pools, but only the Northview and the City Park pools will be open to the public this summer after being closed altogether in 2020.
We think we can provide plenty of aquatic opportunities for the community with just 2 pools, and we can produce some savings by keeping 1 pool closed.
Even with only 2 of the 3 community pools open this summer, Recreation Director Randy Clifford still believes that it will present a challenge for the department.
I think sometimes people don't understand and probably haven't really thought about what it takes to go from being completely shut down and missing an entire season to try to resume and restore some of those services this year.
Because of the year-plus layoff, the planned opening dates of the pools are tentatively scheduled for Labor Day weekend.
The pools haven't operated for a year. That's pretty unusual. So you have them set there and then ask them to operate, without any issues. We hope that that'll be the case. That's what we're planning for. But we're kind of leaving it open right now as to the exact date that we will open.
For Eastes, he said there could be future plans to gradually open the pools, starting with the Northview pool and then moving on to the City Park pool. In Manhattan, Jacob Hall, Channel 8 News.
Workout sessions and swimming lessons have already been posted, and registration forms can be found online at mhkprd.com. Next up, electric scooters have infiltrated Manhattan. They're convenient, but are they also dangerous? More on that after the break.
Kind of always really been interested in interior design since I was little. And it's an art, it's like a creative outlet, but there's also this problem-solving aspect to it as well. So it's just like a puzzle. And there's also not really a right or wrong answer to it. I love it though. The best part about design is you get so caught up in it and you just get your flow going. You just get kind of lost in it. Oh, I love it.
Please direct your attention to the pride of Wildcat Land, the Kansas State University Marching Band.
A great environment it is here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium.
It's time for the Wabash Cannonball.
This crowd, this is energetic. This is perfect.
This atmosphere, it's just different.
The one, the only, the pride of Wildcat Land, the Kansas State University Marching Band.
what the radio station has done for me, it has allowed me to use my public speaking capabilities and provide it into a entertaining way. I would say the fact that most of the classes I've taken have not just been fluff, like they feel like they've actually prepared me for the world. If all things go well, working there might have gotten me a job.
Dribble, and it is showtime!
After months of discussion, e-scooters were introduced to the Manhattan community last August. MHK reporter Bailey Short looks at incidents that have happened and safety regulations that have been put into place.
Last August, the decision was made to bring e-scooters to the Manhattan community. After considering multiple different companies, ultimately the decision was made to go with the e-scooter company, Link. Many factors were considered when choosing the company, including price and safety packages. Currently, there are over 150 Link scooters in Manhattan. Brett Knappenberger, a student at Kansas State, was one of many on the committee that helped bring e-scooters to Manhattan. Others on the committee included city managers, university officials, athletic administrators, and more. Through a process, this committee was able to choose a company and bring scooters to Manhattan. Knappenberger says this was especially important for students.
Things was with the limited parking spots and like with the location of them, sometimes students still have a pretty substantial walk once they get to campus, or even if you live near campus, it's sometimes inconvenient to, I guess, get to campus in a timely manner.
One of the biggest concerns when bringing scooters into the community was safety. There are multiple safety measures in place to help ensure safety to Link riders. Aaron Wintermote, Riley County Public Relations Information Officer, says that they have not seen much increase when it comes to small motorized vehicles.
We have not noticed a significant increase in these accidents. We don't track these scooters separately within our system, so any sort of small vehicular accident is going to encompass the scooters.
To ensure safer riding, Link has 8 safety imperatives listed on their website. Some of these include being 18 plus to ride, 1 person per scooter, and never riding while intoxicated.
E-scooters can be rode on public streets, but must adhere to the same traffic regulations as bicycles set forth by state and local laws. When not in Aggieville or downtown Manhattan, riders can also use the sidewalk as long as they're yielding to pedestrians.
Another concern when bringing the scooters to Manhattan was parking and where that would happen, as parking could also lead to many safety hazards. On the Link's website and app, you can find maps listing the dedicated parking areas.
There's also a city ordinance that requires the riders to park the e-scooters within the city-approved racks or locations. That obviously doesn't happen all the time, but that just creates safety as far as, scooters not being laid out in random areas, whether that's in a street or on a sidewalk for people to run over with bikes or cars.
Other restrictions when parking include not parking on curbs or blocking sidewalks. With little injuries and accidents, as of right now, Riley County will continue to do what they have been to ensure riders' safety on Link scooters. From Manhattan, Bailey Short for MHK All Day.
For more information on how you can be safe while riding e-scooters and parking information, check out the Link website listed below. K-State football is gearing up for a successful season. Stay tuned to get a glimpse at what the team is doing this offseason and a look into Manhattan's floodplains and how where you live can be affected by it. All that and more after this break.
Kind of always really been interested in interior design since I was little. And it's an art, it's like a creative outlet, but there's also this problem-solving aspect to it as well. So it's just like a puzzle, and there's also not really a right or wrong answer to it. I love it though. The best part about design is you get so caught up in it, and you just get your flow going. You just get kind of lost in it. Oh, I love it.
Please direct your attention to the pride of Wildcat Land, the Kansas State University Marching Band.
A great environment it is here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium.
It's time for the Wabash Cannonball.
This crowd, this is energetic. This is perfect.
This atmosphere, it's just different.
The one, the only, the pride of Wildcat Land, the Kansas State University Marching Band.
What the radio station has done for me, it has allowed me to use my public speaking capabilities and provide it into a entertaining way. I would say the fact that most of the classes I've taken have not just been fluff, like they feel like they've actually prepared me for the world. If all things go well, working there might have gotten me a job.
Dribble, and it is showtime!
Welcome back. We'll go to an update on what to expect in this week's forecast. But first, is your home at risk of being flooded? Madeline Emerson has more.
With the spring season bringing rain, I want to find out more about flooding in Manhattan and how residents in the area can protect themselves.
Riley County and Pottawatomie County are participants in the National Flood Insurance Program that provides flood maps to Manhattan.
The state and FEMA produce flood models and flood maps that are given to the city, and then we're required to create a set of regulations that correspond to those flood maps.
These flood maps show where flooding is most likely to occur in Manhattan and surrounding areas, and can give renters an idea on if they need to purchase flood insurance. Nick McNamara didn't know he was in the floodplain until Wildcat Creek flooded and damaged his apartment.
Quite honestly, as someone moving in from California, I'm not super familiar with the area. I'm not familiar with the geography or where water falls. So I had absolutely no idea I was at risk.
McNamara only had renter's insurance and didn't know that he needed flood insurance to cover his losses. Flood insurance is available for everyone in town.
Most often, that flood insurance is the only thing that's going to help you recover from that flood event.
While Wildcat Creek has seen its own fair share of flooding, other bodies of water such as Big Blue River and Tuttle Creek have also raised some concerns.
In 2019, Tuttle Creek was reaching capacity and the water had to be released, but one of the main dangers for the community are flash floods.
Flooding actually kills more people every year than tornadoes do. The key thing, the single most important thing you do is don't drive around. That's where most deaths do occur.
Being aware of the weather and having your phone weather alerts turned on will help you be prepared for flooding. In Manhattan, Madeline Emerson, Channel 8 News. The city of Manhattan is currently working on an ordinance that would require landlords to disclose to their renters that they are in the floodplain. Now on to our weather today. Taking a look at our national map, we do have some warmer temperatures over here in California, and those temperatures are going to be pushing through into the eastern part of the United States and causing our warm temperatures coming this weekend. There's also a cold front over here on the eastern side of the map that is causing some colder temperatures over here in Florida. But moving on to our Kansas map, that trend of warm coming into the east is going to continue to occur. And if you look at our western side of our Kansas map, we do have high to mid 60s, and then that is pushing into our eastern side over here near Riley County, where we are at a high of 61 today, and it'll be a nice sunny day. And tomorrow we're looking at some partly cloudy skies with a high of 73, but today we do have some west winds of 11 miles per hour. Looking into our 5-day forecast, we have that warm temperature coming in from California, so through the weekend we will expect higher and higher temperatures. The high for the weekend is 85 degrees, and then that trend is moving into next week on Monday. That's all we have for weather today. Back to you, Cameron.
Thanks, Madeline. Next, Jordan Wicks is one of the top MLB draft prospects and has made a huge impact this season. And is K-State football ready for a comeback season? Stick with us for more after the break.
Kansas State's athletic program does not like to postpone until tomorrow what can be accomplished today.
It's going to be tied into Bramlage with some upgrades to Bramlage in terms of the Legends Room. Is now going to be 7 times bigger than it currently is, with new entrances on the east and west side. So that facility, the South End Zone project, is going to touch both Bramlage in a very positive way, and obviously finish off the stadium look and feel.
I actually started out in mechanical engineering, and I realized that I liked a lot more of the sciences and chemistries and biology classes that came with engineering. So then I decided to try out chemical engineering first, and I really enjoyed chemical engineering. An engineering degree also opens a lot of opportunities into other fields. Hoping to go to law school after I graduate to study patent law. It's a really good opportunity to take what you had learned with your engineering degree and apply it more so in a law or government-based application.
He'll take it down on Jacobson. Off to McGurl. Layup. Yes! Fielded at the 48. Here's Brooks to the 25-20. He's going to score! Wildcat touchdown! He crushes it!
K-State, I think, has made me comfortable taking a leadership position. As a computer scientist, the leadership experience and how well you communicate with others is often overlooked by most people. I'm a section leader in the K-State marching band, so it definitely made pursuing, those leadership opportunities more easily. If you demonstrate proficiency in those skills, then that really sets you apart, and I think that really has to go into why I ultimately got the internship.
This week in sports, a K-State baseball player is highly rated in this year's Major League Baseball draft. I'd like to pitch it over to our sports reporter, Jacob Hall, who has more on the story. Jacob?
Thanks, Cameron. K-State left-handed pitcher Jordan Wicks has a chance to be one of the highest K-State draft picks of all time. Named a preseason All-American as well as the preseason Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, Wicks is currently having a 2.65 ERA this season, as well as a team-high 51 strikeouts on the year. Wicks is hoping for a hot start today as he takes the bump against 4th-ranked Texas Tech at 6 p.m. at Tointon Family Stadium.
I'd like to come out and start a little bit better than I have in the last two. I think that's something going into conference play that's going to be really big, is to not allow them to have any confidence early on.
K-State football spring practice began on March 3rd. Following a season impacted by COVID, the Wildcats are taking this opportunity to improve on the field. Reporter Nick Yuska has more on the story.
Following a 4-6 season, including 5 straight losses to end the year, the K-State football team is back on the gridiron as spring practices are in full swing. Last year, spring football was canceled nationwide due to the COVID-19 pandemic, stripping players of opportunities to develop and learn the playbooks. Sophomore quarterback Will Howard saw significant playing time last fall and is participating in his first spring season, and he's already noticing a difference.
Just getting the reps that you get and the extra time to just work on yourself and work on, the things you need to improve on personally and as a team is unmatched. And it's definitely been really nice to have it this time around.
Traditionally, under former head coach Bill Snyder, K-State would participate in a spring inter-squad scrimmage. However, like back in 2019 during head coach Chris Kleiman's first year, this year will be an open practice where fans can come into Bill Snyder Family Stadium and watch the end of practice on Saturday, April 3rd.
The 2021 spring practice will run from 11 a.m. to noon, and admission is free.
Spring practice is also used to move players into different positions, like senior Ryan Hennington, who will be transitioning into a linebacker after previous stints at safety and quarterback.
From day one, I've been a K-Stater, and I'll do anything I can to help this university, help our football team win. So I do take pride in my role.
K-State will kick off the 2021 season in Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium on September 4th against Stanford.
That's all we have for sports this week. Back to you at the desk, Cameron.
Thanks, Jacob. Next, we'll take a look at what weather you can expect during this Easter weekend. Stay with us.
I actually started out in mechanical engineering, And I realized that I liked a lot more of the sciences and chemistries and biology classes that came with engineering. So then I decided to try out chemical engineering first, and I really enjoyed chemical engineering. The engineering degree also opens a lot of opportunities into other fields. Hoping to go to law school after I graduate to study patent law. It's a really good opportunity to take what you had learned with your engineering degree and apply it more so in a law or government-based application.
He'll take it down on Jacobson. Off to McGurl. Layup. Yes! Fielded at the 48. Here's Brooks to the 25-20. He's going to score! Wildcat touchdown! He crunches it!
K-State, I think, has made me comfortable taking a leadership position. As a computer scientist, the leadership experience and how well you communicate with others is often overlooked by most people. I'm a section leader in the K-State marching band, so it definitely made pursuing, those leadership opportunities more easily. If you demonstrate proficiency in those skills, then that really sets you apart, and I think that really has to go into why I ultimately got the internship.
Today is April 1st, meaning it's April Fool's Day. Reporter Bailey Matthews has more.
April Fool's Day, celebrated on April 1st each year, has been around for several centuries by different cultures. I talked with middle school teacher Kylie McConnell on her own history with April Fool's Day.
When I was in college, I remember that my dad used to send me a potato in the mail to my dorm mailbox every time, and he would just have a potato and put my name on it with some postage stamps. And you never know what was going to happen because the people at the front would always have to call and say, "Hi, you have a potato again. Happy April Fools." It was always so weird. And April Fools is weird because you never know if someone's going to participate in April Fools or if it's just a regular April 1st for them. So somebody says something crazy and you don't know if, hey, are they pranking me?
While the exact history is in mystery, the embrace of April Fool's Day jokes by the media and major brand companies has ensured the unofficial holiday's long life. As for me, I love a good April Fool's Day prank, and my go-to is the confetti egg. So all you gotta do is get an egg and crack it on somebody's head. And then it turns out to be a really good April Fool's Day prank and super harmless, so get to cracking!
Thanks, Bailey. I'll make sure to be on the lookout. Now, we'll go to Madeline for our forecast this Easter weekend. Madeline?
We do have some warmer weather coming in this weekend for your Easter weekend. On Friday, we have a high of 73, and then we're moving up into the 70s and even into the upper 80s this weekend. It'll be Saturday and Sunday will be perfect for those family gatherings, and Sunday will be perfect for that Easter Sunday and for some Easter hunting time. And it'll be a good time to wear some shorts and some t-shirts, and that is all the time we have for weather today. Back to you, Cameron.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. We appreciate you tuning in and hope to see you on our next edition of Channel 8 News on April 16th.
This is Channel 8 News.